Are your kids listening to you? If they're not, you want to pay attention because I'll give you the inside reasons of what you're doing that's causing your kids not to listen to you. Why do kids not listen to their parents? Like, what is going on? We're their parents, right? How come they don't listen to us? I got ideas. I got 7 ideas why your kids are not listening to you. Now, I'm a dad. I have 3 boys. And my youngest right now is 17. So raising 3 boys, I've experienced this whole thing where my kids don't listen to me, and here I teach personal development classes and about psychology and about behavior. And so I've had to really look at myself as a dad and go, okay, what's going on? How come they're not listening to me? Why sometimes do they listen to me and other times they don't listen to me? What is going on? So let's check into this. Here's some things to consider that you may need to change about yourself. You can make it all about your child as much as you want, or your teenager as much as you want. But I think we need to really look at ourselves because we're the ones delivering the content. We're the ones talking to them. And why is it that our voice does not grab their attention, right? What is it that we're doing? Or what is it we're not doing? Okay, first one. Let's dive into this and figure this out. Too many maybes. You know how when your child comes to you and says, hey, Dad, can we go do this? And I say, maybe. Maybe we could do that tomorrow. Maybe we could do that the next day. I think as parents, what happens, and I've found, and other clients of mine have found, when they start to cut down on the number of maybes that they use, and they start to answer their children with yes or no, the respect that the child has of the parent goes up. But the more maybes you use, those are really a very deceiving answer for your child. And so since you don't answer your child, why should they answer you? Why should they listen to you? Because you're listening to them, but you don't actually give them an answer they can count on. Now, kids these days, they want to count on friends. They want to count on electronics and schedules and what people say. They like having integrity. They like being around people who have integrity. But as parents, we've got to cut down on the number of maybes and use yes or no. Number 2, unfulfilled promises. You know how you say to your child, oh, I promise so much this Saturday, we for sure will go do that activity. Then Saturday comes along, oh, sorry, oh man, this thing came up, I can't really take care of that. You know, I just would really spend time with you. Maybe next Saturday. Wow. You know, along with maybes, promises that are broken, they start to lose interest. They start to lose that confidence in you. So be careful of your promises. A broken promise creates a broken conversation. And when you don't fulfill your promises, and now you want them to listen to you, why would they? You don't fulfill your promises. Next one is little trust. You can see how this just added up to this one, right? Saying too many maybes, not fulfilling your promises. Now there's this trust level. You know, we as the parents, we think it's always our children that are not listening to us. And when we have that attitude that it's the child that's the problem or the youth that's the problem, and we're not looking at ourselves, we have the attitude that they're the ones who's broken. But we lose trust with our kids because we actually don't even talk to them to find out, hey, why did you not listen to me on this part that I was talking to you? Is there something that I'm doing that's causing you not to listen to me? But trust is a big factor. And how do you build trust? Apologize for your mistakes, apologize for your promises you didn't fulfill, and apologize for not giving clear answers. And talk to your child. Next one, your tone of voice. When you're emotionally charged and you are talking to your child and you're emotionally charged, you don't sound authentic. When you have a bunch of emotion going through because you're mad or upset or discouraged about life or about your children, or maybe you're taking out life on your children. No matter what happens, when you're emotionally charged, they can hear that tone of voice. And even when you're loud, the loudness does not cover up that you actually are weak inside. An emotionally charged person is not strong. They are weak because they sound wounded. They sound threatened. They sound scared. They sound controlling. And all those sounds are actually a really weak sound. And so when you have this weak tone of voice, no matter how loud you make your volume be, and you're trying to force your children to do things, you sound weak. So here's a suggestion for you. From here, these are all about apologizing. And you being more clear as a parent in how you're talking to your child. This one right here, you need to do some emotional let go techniques. So you can let emotion go on something other than your children. And if you're scared or worried or you got all of these emotions going through like most of us parents really do, right? We got a lot of things going on with us. Why don't you sit down and journal about it and express all of your feelings on paper and not dump them on people? Because when you're emotionally charged, you sound weak. And why would a child listen to a parent who sounds weak? Why would we follow somebody who's weak? Why would we do that? We wouldn't do that. We want to follow people who are strong. Next one that causes problems in children listening to us is when there's no clear rules. When first the curfew's at 10, then it's at 9:30, then it's at 10:45, and when curfews go all over the place, or how the house is supposed to be and the rules are supposed to be, and it keeps changing and changing and changing, kids lose focus, they lose trust, they lose interest. And then you're the one who keeps changing things all over the place. No wonder they don't listen. I know, we want to make it all about our kids, but come on, we're the ones who are creating the conversation. We're the ones teaching them how to communicate. So when I mentor my clients and they're having problems with their children, we don't even work on the child. We work on the parent. It's like we have a dog. His name's Coco, and we hired a dog trainer because our dog was not obeying us. So the dog trainer comes over to our house, and we're just expecting him to walk in and start working on our dog, right? So the dog trainer comes to our house, meets the dog, lets the dog go, turns to us as a family and says, "First, I have to train you guys." What? Hold on. We hired you to work with the dog. The dog is the problem. And he goes, "No, the problem with the dog is you guys." Wow, it was quite the eye-opening experience for me and my family. We sat there and we got trained on how to be better communicators to the dog. I never saw that one coming, but as soon as it happened, it made so much sense. And he straightened us out. There's 5 of us in the Duncan family, and all 5 of us were giving the dog different kinds of instructions. And he was confused, and he didn't know what was right and what was wrong and what's the rules. And then even Mom, don't tell Kim I said this, but Kim, she even would like, give him extra treats or let him get up on the couch. Just little things like that. Or our kids would let him do things. So it was confusing. So here we can point at the dog and tell him he's the problem. But no, it's us. We can point at our children. No, it starts with us. Now, this does not let kids off the hook. But first we need to work on the source of where these issues are coming from. So clear rules. Don't have to have a lot of rules in your house. Just have 3. But the rules are written and they're posted. Okay, next one. No consequences. Oh, this one's a bad one. It's so bad. When your child does something wrong and one child gets consequences and the other one doesn't. Or curfew's at 10 and they come home at 10:30 and nothing happens. There's no consequences. Well, now they learn that whatever you say doesn't matter. You literally teach your kids that what you say doesn't matter. And now they don't know what to believe. So they lose interest in listening to you. because they have no idea if it's even gonna hold. So what do you do about the no consequences? You gotta have something. Stick them in timeout for 10 minutes. Do something. Okay, the last one. If somebody is not listening to you in your family, there is a disconnect. And it is your job as a parent to also spend quality bonding time. But quality. What is that child's interest? What is their favorite hobbies? What's their favorite color? What's their favorite dessert? What's their favorite meal? What if you spent some time with that child and you could talk? And you can give me all the excuses in the world that you're too busy, you work too long, yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. You must have quality time with that child so that you can rebuild that connection, because then you can communicate at a better level. But time spent with them. Sitting and watching a movie together is not time together. You both are entertained by the screen. You both are entertained by the screen, not each other. And I know it sounds weird, but if you don't spend some time with that child and that separation is still there, you're not going to communicate with them. They're not going to listen to you. Because look, you got 6 of these things that are not going well. And the fastest way to improve the communication between you and your child is, number 1, you admit to yourself you have some work to do here. Second, spend some quality time with your child. Get back connected so that they know you love them and they can feel it and see it through the time you're spending with them. And then you pick 1 or 2 of these and start doing just a little bit better as a parent. So when you wonder why your child's not listening to you, I think it's you. But it doesn't mean we're ruined. Hey, if I can change and be a better parent, you can change and be a better parent. So this is where I'm going to show you if I were you, where I would start first. I would start right here. Anytime you get emotionally charged, go sit down with a pad of paper and write down your thoughts and feelings on paper. Unload on paper, not people. Your kids, when you unload emotionally on them, it doesn't help. It doesn't make things better. Go unload on paper and then throw that paper away. And then talk to your children. Ask them questions. Be with them. Create a relationship with them. You can sort out this conversation with them. Because when you are calmer, they will feel that you're strong. They'll listen to you. Your kids love you. They do. And remember, we're just parents. We're trying to learn how to do this. But here's some insight of some things you need to adjust. All right, so notice that this training was really important to hear today. Notice how important this was. Don't miss any of the videos I'm sending to you. Every topic I'm picking to send to you is from real life experiences, from my clients, from my classes, of real time challenges that people are going through. And so if you want to be on the up and up of what to look at, to focus on, to adjust, to make things better so that you are on the spot doing well, subscribe to this channel. I'd love to support you in helping you create the kind of life you've always wanted to live.